I'm back. So today we're going to see chapter 25, 26 or 24, 25, depending on the book you have, the edition you have. Okay? So we're going to talk about money and banking. Okay? So the first part, which is part A, we're going to study money and interest rates. First, history of money. So before the money you know right now, there were other types of money. So first one, we had barter. Barter simply meaning we would exchange a good for another good. Okay? Example. Oops. I have this, you have that, and then we exchange them. No real money involved. Simply exchanging goods for other goods. Okay. Now the problem with barter was, the good value is the value of this one equivalent to the value of that one? How many eggs for one cow? That's the example I've given here. How would you know the value of one good compared to another? The other one is finding someone who needs exactly what you're offering and then agreeing to, you need what they want and they need what you have. Anyway, you got the point. So, and agreeing to make the exchange. Maybe I have this, I want this, but this guy doesn't want this. Okay? So finding the match, that was a problem. Okay, so I want your eggs, but you don't want my cow. Problem. After barter, we moved to commodity money. Commodity money is similar to barter, but those goods that you are exchanging behave like the money you know right now, like a means of exchange. The ones you already know, gold and silver. I give you gold, you give me the good. The other person takes the gold and buys whatever that person wants. But that's not the only ones we had. We had salt, cattle, olive oil, silver, gold, diamonds, etc. There were many commodity monies. The problem with commodity money is that it's hard to transport. For example, for cattle, by taking the cattle to another place, you might lose some heads of cattle, okay, because of the distance. And some goods are not divisible into small change. You have cattle like, I don't know, a cow. Okay, so can you divide the cow? No, into smaller change. Once it's killed, it's done. There is no division possible, okay? So, from commodity money, we moved, it's still commodity, but it's gold and silver, okay? But this time, we put them in coins, okay? So, used as today's change. If you look at your coins, imagine they are in gold or silver, and that's how it worked. Okay, now the problem with that was theft. A lot of theft. Remember Robin Hood? La bourse ou la vie! Okay, it's either you give me your money or you're dead. So, this was a huge problem. From this problem, we came to the goldsmiths. Okay? So instead of you taking with you your gold and your silver, and then it might be stolen, we moved to putting the gold and silver, putting them with a goldsmith, the guys who deal with gold. You put it with them and then they give you a paper telling you, okay, you do have that amount of gold with us. Okay, paper money. And of course, you can come back and take your gold whenever you want. We're going to study this later because these are the ancestors of banks. So we're not going to see them right now. Okay, so here is a little history. Now I'm moving on. I'm so sorry. What am I gonna do right now? Oh, modern money. I didn't put it here. So history of money. After this one, I do have, oh, the red. Where did I put the red one? Here it is. Okay, I have modern money. So, modern money, the advantages. It's, I'm talking about real money, paper and coins, okay? So the advantages of money. So that's a plus and not a minus. Advantages. Okay. So easily carried. Yeah, I'm cheating from my notes. Easily carried. Yeah, you put this in your wallet and it's done. Protected from counterfeiting. From counterfeiting. Counterfeiting. I hope that's the way it's written. Yeah. Protected from counterfeiting and stores value. Okay. Right. Yeah, you know where I put my money now. Okay. Easily carried. Put it in your pocket. Protected from counterfeiting. If you look at this, you see that there are a lot of little things inside the paper. The paper is a special paper. You have the number over here. So it's really hard to counterfeit this one. Okay? And it's a store of value. You have 100 dirhams. Now, you come back. If you don't have mice in the house, you come back 2 years from now. It's still 100 dirhams. It's not going to change and move to 50. Okay? So, well, money loses value over time, but that's something else. Okay, so these are the advantages you have. Moving on. Stores value because of its scarcity. There is a limited amount of paper money. Then we have bank money. What did I say here? Here it's money, paper and coin. Yeah, I didn't write the title. The second one is bank money. Okay, in bank money, you have the checking deposits. So you have a checking account, you can write a check and pay with it. And checking deposits. Checks are accepted as a medium of exchange. And I think debit cards also are accepted here. Checking deposits means wherever you can withdraw money without a credit, with both of them. Withdraw money without credit. Okay, we're not talking about credit. Without we're gonna see this later, on which you can withdraw money. Okay, now we're gonna see the components of money, and you're gonna have M1 and M2. Okay, so where am I? Big 2. Components of the money supply. Do you remember the money supply? Components of the money supply. If I put big S, it's big M. Okay, here we're gonna see 2 different types of money supply. First, you have M1, which is narrow money. Okay, so first, narrow money. narrow money. We call it narrow money. It's M1. Okay, here you have all the things that are liquid, okay? So you have the legal tender, we call it legal tender, that's your paper money and coins. I have 100 dirhams, okay? That's a legal tender. If I go to a grocery store and try to buy something with my 100 dirhams, they do not have the right to not accept my 100 dirhams, okay? It's a legal tender. Legally, they are forced to take it, okay? So, includes, where am I? I'm in narrow money. Okay, so I have the legal tender, which is 50% of narrow money. 50% of M1. So, by the way, paper and coins not held by the banks. Because if they're held by the banks, they're not within the supply. They're just there, sitting. So, if they're not held by the bank, they are part of M1. Okay, where am I? So, not held by bank. By the way, this legal tender, a long time ago, we heard it was the golden standard, where it was, the money was backed with gold. Okay? But this doesn't exist anymore, even though some people still think money is backed with gold. No way. Can I go with my 100 dirhams to the bank and tell them, give me my gold? No, you can buy gold if you want, but you cannot go and exchange it for gold. It's not backed with gold anymore, okay? So, the value of the 100 dirhams that I showed you earlier, I'm not going to show it again, I'm scared you're going to steal it. Okay, the value of the money is given by its scarcity, by the government, okay? By the amount we have, we print or not print, okay? It's given by the government. It's no longer backed with gold. It is fiat money, okay? It's no longer backed with gold. Okay, where am I? The government gives it its value. Okay, that's the legal tender. Now I'm gonna move to checking accounts. And that's what I told you earlier. I'm gonna come back. Checking accounts. Okay, and here, not the ones, not the credit ones. For example, I have a card, debit card. It's included here in the checking account. When you pay with your debit card, it goes directly to your checking account and takes the money. It's debited, okay? Or when you write checks, okay? But not credit cards. Credit cards, no, they're not part of narrow money. Credit cards. Because credit cards, you're not actually paying with your money. It's a promise that you make. You are borrowing money, okay? It's not your money. You are borrowing it with a promise to pay it back, okay? So it's not part of the money supply. It's a borrowing, okay, of the M1. Moving on, credit cards are not money. It is borrowing. That's what I just explained. Yeah, I'm checking that I'm saying everything I need to say. So that's little one. Little two, broad money. Why did I put narrow? Narrow. It's not narrow. That's transaction money. They call it transaction money. And this one is a broad. That's between parentheses. That's broad money. Broad money, we call it M2. So it includes M1. It includes all this, but then it adds to it. So includes M1. Okay, and what do we add? We add anything that you can turn quickly into M1. Okay, for example, savings account plus savings account I have a savings account, I don't have any money, so I can go to my bank and tell them, okay, now stop this one, I want my money right now. Okay, and they're gonna change it into a checking account and you can withdraw money. And similar assets such as mutual funds. Okay, mutual funds. I'm sorry, I'm writing because usually I prepare before, but don't have enough space. Such as that can be easily converted into money. So anything that can easily be converted into M1. Okay, so it's M2, but then if it can easily be converted, it becomes if it can easily be converted into M1, it means it's part of M2. Okay, moving on. Again, I have to erase all this. This is long. I know. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in 1 or 2 videos. We're gonna see. How am I doing with time? Yeah, I still have time. Good. Now, part 3, I'm gonna do it. This is the part that you're gonna study deeply in finance. So I'm gonna cover it quickly. Interest rates. What is the interest rate? It's the price of money when you borrow. Interest rates. Okay. Right now, if I go to buy a house, they're gonna give me an interest rate. If I wanna borrow for school, they're gonna give me another interest rate. If I wanna borrow for something else, for to feed myself for this month, they're gonna give me another interest rate. So there are many interest rates in there, okay? It depends on the length, on the amount you're taking, for what are you gonna use the money for, etc. But right now what we're gonna study is the difference. Even though there are many interest rates, we're gonna see it as in general, okay? So interest rate, remember, it's the price of money. When you borrow, that's what you have to pay. There is a price for everything. Now I go to the bank and they tell me the interest rate is 13%. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pay 13%. But that 13%, is it the real interest rate? Because there is inflation, okay? So that interest rate is also inflated. So in order to know the real interest rate, you need to deflate it. So the real interest rate you're paying actually is the nominal real interest rate is equal to the nominal interest rate. So what the bank tells you you're going to pay, nominal. Now we know this. We already studied the difference between nominal and real. So this is the 13% I'm talking about. Nominal interest rate minus inflation rate. Okay? So if the bank tells me 13% is what you're going to pay, the interest rate is 2%, the inflation rate 2%, so my real would be 10%. Agreed, guys? Okay, so now the demand for money. I'm moving on quite quickly. The demand for money. Remember, when interest rates increase, the demand decreases. Why is that? We're gonna see. Personally, we're talking about places where you can deposit, save your money, and it gains interest rates. That's usually the banking system. Normally. Okay, so I'm paid, let's say, you give me $1,000. Okay? And then the interest rate starts increasing. Am I gonna spend my $1,000, or am I gonna be smarter and deposit my $1,000 or part of it? I deposit it to gain interest rates. Yeah, that would be nice. So we are paid at once each and every month. So what we can do when the interest rate increases is deposit part of that money in order to gain interest rates. So you deposit it, that means it's not within your demand. You're not demanding it. You don't want to take it out. You actually want to keep it deposited. Okay? When the interest rates decrease, well, it's not that profitable. You ask for the demand to be out. Okay? That's one way of looking at it. And that would be two sources of money demand. Of demand for money. The first one is the one I just talked about, which is transaction demand for money. Demand for money. So I just explained it. When the interest rate increases, you save your money in order to gain interest rates, so you're not demanding it. When the interest rate decreases, it's not that profitable, you demand your money. Okay? Second one, it's financial asset demand for money. For money. Well, when you invest, you are an investor. You are going to see this a lot more in finance. But you are an investor. Are you going to keep your money in M1? No, of course not. Are you going to keep money just deposited there? Of course not. Because you keep it, it's not bringing you anything. It's not getting you any profit. So what you want to do is never put it in M1. Put your money in M1. Actually, you're going to have a portfolio of investment. Portfolio. And in that portfolio, you're going to have some investments, high risk. Some of them, Gaia. But we don't put all the eggs in the same basket. So high risk and low risk investment. I'm sorry, my dog is barking. Gaia? No? She listens. Okay, so we have a good portfolio is divided into high risk investments as much as low risk investments. This way it's balanced. Moving on, and now we're gonna move to banking as a business, and we're gonna talk about the goldsmiths. Can I? Yes, I think I can. So this was an introduction. By the way, money and banking is a real course. This is just the introduction, okay guys? Now part B, banking and the supply of money. Let me see how I'm doing with the time. Yeah, no, I don't have time to do this. Otherwise the video is gonna be too long. So part B is gonna be for the next video. I'm gonna make it right now, but you're not gonna see it right now. Love you guys. See you in 2 minutes. Bye.